Welcome to our channel where you can find fascinating stories, in-depth analysis, and dramatic predictions about your favorite blockbusters. If you are a fan of psychological and family films, with twists and turns, then this is the ideal stop for you. Join us in discovering the secrets hidden behind the scenes, following the developments of the characters and immersing yourself in the world of emotional drama. Anita never thought that her life would be spiraled into such a terrible storm of emotions. Since discovering that Vernon had an affair with Leslie, Eva's mother, and also her family's longtime rival, Anita felt like she was falling into a bottomless abyss of pain and betrayal. Everything before her eyes suddenly became blurry, mixed with dizziness and suffocating resentment. Vernon was a symbol of power and steadfastness in the family, a man who was always admired by the whole society. But he himself silently created a deep rift, not only in Anita's heart but also in the already fragile relationships between the two families. Leslie, a proud and calculating woman, had long been a thorn in Anita's family's side. They always saw her as an irreconcilable enemy, a symbol of bloody disputes and hidden plots between powerful forces. That discovery was like a cold knife stabbing straight into Anita's heart. She could not understand why Vernon, who had promised to live together for life, could so easily betray and attach himself to the enemy of his family. Every memory of seemingly lasting happy moments now became blurred and tinged with doubt. Anita felt her heart being squeezed by this unforgivable betrayal every second. But the pain was not just personal. Anita quickly realized that this secret relationship could have terrible consequences, affecting her family's power and reputation in the upper class. The long-standing plots and feuds between the two sides could explode into uncompromising confrontations, bringing everything to the brink of complete collapse. In Anita's mind, Leslie was no longer an ordinary woman but had turned into a symbol of deep betrayal, an enemy with a false face, always waiting for an opportunity to strike a fatal blow to her family. And Vernon now became the central character in a dangerous game of power, where there was no room for mercy or forgiveness. Anita's eyes became colder than ever. She is determined not to let herself become the loser in this dangerous and scheming game. She begins to plot her revenge in secret, step by step, carefully and calculatingly. Anita understands that to save her family's honor and career, she must not only face Vernon but also overcome Leslie, the woman who was once her lifelong rival, now a haunting ghost in her life. The tension is rising, the meetings full of calculation and intrigue take place in the dark, where every word carries unpredictable intentions. Secrets that have never been revealed are gradually exposed, creating a complex network of love, betrayal, power and revenge. Anita clearly feels that she is standing on the brink of a relentless war, a life and death match where even the smallest mistake can cause everything to collapse completely. At the same time, Vernon had no idea that his actions had triggered an unstoppable chain of events. Leslie, with her cold and cunning face, had used this relationship to consolidate her position and planned a revolution of power that could change the entire situation of the world that the two families had built. She was not just a selfish lover but also a master chess player, using love and betrayal as chess pieces to seize the throne and control power. Meanwhile, Eva, Leslie Thomas's daughter, stood between the two family forces with a complicated mood. She loved her mother but could not deny the truth of what was happening. Eva gradually realized that her mother's every move contained deep calculations. And that the relationship with Vernon was not simply a love affair but also part of a larger plan, a conspiracy that could destroy all relationships and change the fate of all. Anita, though deeply hurt, did not let herself fall. She began to use all the relationships, strength and intelligence she possessed to gradually turn the situation around. With each step, she becomes more determined, knowing that she cannot lose everything because of a husband's betrayal or an enemy's scheme. Anita understands that this battle is not only to protect her honor but also a struggle to survive in a world full of intrigue and malice. The power lines between Vernon and Leslie become more and more complicated, the secrets buried under the mask of lies begin to come to light, making not only Anita but also those around her restless. Hidden forces appear, new characters with their own secrets begin to emerge, creating a chaotic but fascinating picture of a life and death power struggle. With each passing day, Anita feels more and more clearly that everything is falling into an inescapable spiral. The relationship between Vernon and Leslie is not just a secret that has been discovered, but the source of an earthquake that will shake everything. And in this game, there is no real winner, only the stronger one, the one who knows how to use every trick to protect himself and what he considers most precious. Finally, amidst the struggles and pain, Anita begins to realize that the seemingly tragic events are actually opportunities for her to awaken, to become stronger and more resilient than ever. She is determined not to let herself be swept away by the vortex of betrayal, but to become the one who controls the game, the one who creates the destiny of herself and her family. With her determination and strategy, Anita begins to rebuild everything from the ashes. The feud between the two families is now not just a story of the past but has become a war full of dark calculations and breathtaking mind games, where every step can decide the fate of many people. And when the night falls, Anita stands there, no longer a weak woman who has been betrayed, but a symbol of strength, of resilience and determination to never surrender to cruel fate. But the war that Anita is about to enter is not simply a personal mind game or between two families. It has become a multi-dimensional battle, where the strongest bonds can be broken at any time. Vernon, despite his cold and calculating appearance, also begins to feel the pressure from the secrets that are gradually revealed. The truths that he thought he had buried in the dark are now ready to explode and destroy everything. Those who once trusted and relied on Vernon began to doubt, while Leslie maintained her position with wisdom and determination. She was not simply a selfish lover as everyone thought, but in fact Leslie had carefully prepared every step to completely control the game. She had secretly sown the seeds of doubt and instability within Anita's family for a long time, causing the conflict and division to become deeper and deeper. Every time she appeared, Leslie was like a poisonous snake, constantly attacking from hidden corners that no one noticed. Eva, Leslie's daughter, although always having deep conflicts with her mother, was an important link in this chain of plans. She was torn between love and reason, between preserving family values and accepting harsh truths. Eva's mood became chaotic, making her easily influenced by emotions and surrounding pressures. That created a gap that Anita was determined not to miss and exploit, turning it into a lever to turn the situation around. Meanwhile, Vernon was not someone who was easily subdued. He began to find ways to mend broken relationships, trying to hide the truth and ease suspicions, but the more he tried, the more obvious the collapse became. Every time Anita saw him, she felt the lies surrounding him, clearly feeling that Vernon's words and actions were like elaborately staged plays, to keep the veil of secrecy from being lifted. The deep feeling of betrayal made Anita unable to rest in peace. She began to monitor Vernon and Leslie's every move, trying every way to collect evidence, to clarify everything before it could turn into an irreparable disaster. She knew that once the truth was revealed, not only her family but also their reputation and power would be seriously threatened. But at the same time, she also realized that she had to be extremely careful, because if not, she would become a victim of the most cruel and clever tricks. Anita's life from then on became suffocating, full of tension and pressure. She gradually lost her inherent peace. The peaceful days with her family were now just a vague memory. Every night, Anita often lay awake, her mind constantly thinking about the next steps, the dangerous opponents lurking in the dark, and the risk of losing everything if she was careless. However, in the darkness, a glimmer of light begins to appear when Anita realizes that she is not alone in this fight. There are old friends, secret allies that she once helped and are now willing to stand by her side, despite the possible dangers. They provide Anita with spiritual strength and important support in her journey to find the truth and revenge. Anita begins to plan a strategy, not only targeting Vernon and Leslie but also wanting to expose the hidden plots of Eva and other underground forces in the city. She sets up a sophisticated surveillance system, using modern technology and a large information network to monitor every move of her opponents. At the same time, she also quietly approaches those who can provide important information, not missing any small clues that can help her destroy the conspiracy behind this dangerous relationship. The tension between Anita and Vernon is growing, cold and hidden confrontations are taking place under the surface. Both try to control their emotions, keep things seemingly normal, but in reality, the most intense and dangerous psychological battles are taking place. Deep down, both know that just a small mistake can cost them everything. Leslie Thomas continues her plan with incredible caution and patience. She knows that power does not always come from direct force but often lies in subtle moves, hidden relationships, and psychological manipulation. Leslie is willing to sacrifice anything to achieve her goals, including using Eva as an important card in this power game. The tension between the three becomes increasingly fierce, but it is also the time when other shocking secrets begin to emerge. Anita discovers that Vernon and Leslie are not only having an affair, but are also planning a dangerous business deal that could directly threaten her family's assets and reputation. This deal is very carefully hidden, involving huge financial resources and powerful figures in the shadows, which, if exposed, could create an earthquake not only for the two families but for the entire upper class. Realizing that danger, Anita becomes even more determined in her fight. She does not hesitate to use every trick, from psychological attacks, legal attacks to tricks to overthrow Vernon and Leslie's plot. In the process, many other dark secrets are also unearthed, revealing hidden corners that few people dare to think about the past of all three people. The battle of wits became increasingly fierce, no longer just a love affair but turned into a life-and-death struggle for power, where intrigue and betrayal continuously took place at every step. The closest people also began to be caught up in this chaotic vortex, causing family affection to gradually crack. Old relationships were broken and replaced by suspicion, hatred and pain that could not be healed. During those dark days, Anita realized that she had to change. She could no longer continue to be a weak, lonely woman facing the storm. Instead, she decided to become a leader, a powerful and wise leader. She began to build a new alliance, gathering people with the same aspirations and strength to face the harshest challenges in her life. The story does not stop at Vernon's betrayal or Leslie's scheme, but also opens a new chapter full of unexpected details, where the truth will gradually be revealed, relationships will be reshaped and everyone's lives will never be the same again. Anita, from a wounded woman, has now become a symbol of strength and resilience, ready to face all challenges to protect her family, honor and future. Thank you for following today's article. If you find the content interesting and want to update more thrilling stories, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos or articles from us. Please share and comment below your thoughts on the story, so that we can together create a vibrant and cohesive film-loving community.